First of all, I thank everybody, whoever has joined this meeting. Thank you so much for your support. And let's start. Let's start today's session that is about Raspberry Pi. So you can see that Raspberry Pi is okay. I'll do some checks. Am I audible for everybody? Is my voice clear? Is there any disturbance?
Audible.
Yeah, audible. Okay. So the sound check is clear, and I'll proceed without any interruption. Yeah. So today's session is about Raspberry Pi. Some people have seen it in movies, saying that they use it for hacking big stuff and stuff. Yeah, it is very popular for its small size and high performance, which is embedded in a credit card sized board. So it's an exception, giving that much of powerful performance in a credit card sized board. It Raspberry Pi has earned its name. So I don't want to. Let's just wiki about it, saying what is Raspberry Pi. Okay. So, let's just check when it started, who found it, and stuff. So it's a British company which created Raspberry Pi. They are the founders. So it started in United Kingdoms, and they basically started this manufacturing Raspberry Pi for robotics. Mainly people who indulge in robotic activities, like creating robotic like devices that hover there, here and there and stuff. They started using this Raspberry Pi because it itself acts like a computing system. So it was very small and compact, and they started using it. So we can see here they started using it for initially for robotics. Then uh, small kids started liking it in sense it was very compact, it was very small, and it can act like a computer itself. So they got interested, and they started making small projects. So I'll just show you quick images about Raspberry Pi that I have right now. I have a Raspberry Pi version 4, for instance Raspberry Pi 4. So I'll show some images. So these are the images. Yeah, so this is when it is lit. Okay, so I've done some modification. I've added a fan. I've added a fan here for the cooling, but it basically doesn't need any fan. It is a fanless device. So you can see this image. This is a board. This is a board itself. These are called as GPIO pins. So general input output pins. You connect them to circuit devices like a LED light, or if there's an Arduino. Arduino is also similar to this one. They work on GPIOs. So you can connect them, and you can do some kind of electrical process. If is there anybody from ECE here? So they might know what is a GPIO. So it there's a GPIO integrated pin here, so we can do some GPIO processes. So this is a CPU, and you can see the thing. It's a CPU, and this is a RAM. So I have a 2 GB version. There's 2 GB, 4 GB, and 8 GB. So I went with the lower variant because I'm just going to use this as a server and do some small data science projects. So I didn't need a lot of RAM. So this is how internal Raspberry Pi looks. Uh, yeah. This is the fan that I added, and there's Ethernet port. There's USB ports also. So yeah, so you can see here there's an Ethernet port. There's 2 USB ports and two USB 2 USB ports. So it supports dual monitoring. And you can add 2 displays. You can add 4K displays, and it can stream 4K on those 2 monitors as well. So it is quite powerful to be so small device. So our laptops have higher graphic cards that are above 4 GB and stuff. Only then you can access 4K videos. but this small device is able to provide 4K output. That's a big deal. Okay, so it has huge competition with newer. So they say it's your new desktop. So it can act like a desktop itself. It runs Linux. It can run its own Raspberry and OS, which is very cool. But now in this one, I'm not connected to any monitor or stuff. I'm going to use something called as OpenSSH. OpenSSH is called as Open Secure Shell Connection. Okay, that's what it is called as OpenSSH. So OpenSSH. Oh, if you see, what is OpenSSH? It's a way of we connecting to the remote system. That's how you do it. Okay, so I'll try to do an OpenSSH now. So you type SSH in your you should open your command prompt. Then you should type SSH and then give your username that you have given in your Raspberry Pi. My username is Merlin @ and you give the IP address of your your Raspberry Pi. I have specified my IP address in the configurations files. I show you that. So now I've assigned 192.168.1.12. Okay, so I'll try to connect. So somehow it connected through port 22. That's the assigned port for OpenSSH or SSH connection. Okay, Merlin add that IP address. So I have to give a password. Now I'll give the password. So if it allows me inside, I can see a welcome screen. Like this is how it looks. So it says Linux running on a Raspberry and OS. So it's telling the date, and it's a Debian GNU type of system, which is free. So it doesn't come under any warranty and stuff. So the file system here is Linux. That's what I wanted to say. The file system is Linux, and we can see. I'll just do an ls. So it'll do a list. It'll do a list of our file system. So there's something called as Nginx. Nginx is in software that is it's a software in sense it's a server handler. Okay, what it does is like it's going to handle all our it's going to handle most of our it's going to handle most of our HTML, PHP, and all other like web-based files. Okay, so it's going to fetch. It's going to serve. Example, I'm going to show. Example, I'm going to show here my server's Nginx main root directory. This is how. If you go to our VTU site, we can see there. It has to have a server to run the fetch the files, right? So if you are understanding, please respond something. I'm speaking from 5 minutes. If you're able to understand, please respond. Yeah, that is cool. So thank you. So this is our main directory where all the files are existing to be served by our Nginx server. So I'll show a small introduction to Nginx. So you can see what Nginx is. So it's an open source web and reverse proxy server. Okay, so you know about HTTPS, hypertext thing. So we use it for web hosting. HTTP and HTTPS. S is for secure. They have different ports. HTTP runs on port 80 and HTTPS runs on 443. Okay, so this is the mail protocol, and this is also POP. POP is like a post or something. Okay, it is also for mail. So it acts like a server that fetches data and pushes data. So it does like load balancing and PHP caching. So Nginx is used by many like huge like big shots. That is example like WordPress, which is totally a web hosting site where we can make non-code websites. You don't need to code. You can just go to WordPress and like just drag and drop and do some wonderful websites. And there's Netflix where we stream. So you can understand that Nginx streams data also. So it streams data it pushes data to one user's window. I meant like to a browser. Pinterest is similar to Instagram's dumb version, where we can see all the images and stuff. Then Heroku is a web hosting service where you can host your websites, and GitHub is a version control site where all the developers put their code and work on projects. Airbnb is like a company where it's like this yeah, they do this traveling and stuff, okay, like stay and stuff like that. Okay, so why to use Nginx? Nginx works on small memories. Like mine is just 2 GB of RAM. It provides 100 connections. Like 100 people can connect at one single time and fetch data using MySQL. SQL, right, like database and stuff. So 100 connections is possible at one single path. So users predict So it has high concurrency and all stuff. It is single threaded. There's one more, Apache server. You might have heard about it. It is having a low performance than our Nginx. So this is how you install and stuff. I've already installed Nginx. I'll show you example. So sudo is for super user. Sudo system control engine. Okay. Status Nginx. Guys, just give me a second. Sorry for the disturbance. So what? Here we can see that it's an high performance server. It uses, you can get to know that it's a high performance web server and a reverse proxy server. It is running and it is active. So this command tells us that Nginx is existing on our device and it is running on this process ID, and the main ID for Nginx is this one, this process ID. Okay, so it's taking a RAM space of 9.8 MB. So that's the thing, and it's currently doing 5 tasks, and so in this we can see these are the 5 processes that are running back currently. So now I'll show you where Nginx stores or fetches files from. So there's something called this is our root directory backward slash or forward slash. It's a forward slash. It's a root directory. If you press ls long list, it'll give us all the folders that are existing. So some people might be confused now. They wouldn't understand what is like all the file system and stuff. So I'll show them a graphical one. So I'm going to show you a graphical one now. So in networks, my Raspberry Pi will be visible. In my networks, the Raspberry Pi is going to be visible. So once again, so what I'm going to do is SFTP. It's like file transfer protocol, but in a secure file transfer protocol. I'm going to show you the file system in a graphical way. Okay, so give me just 1 minute so I can just connect through the thing. Is root. It's going to ask me. So I can just connect now, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, I'll trust and update and I'll connect. So I'll put my password here. So it's correct. Yes. Yeah. So example. You can see this, right? Is it one sec? Here, you were able to see bin, uh, boot, div, etc, home, lib, media, and all these stuff. This is what we are able to fetch it through the SFTP, that is Secure File Transfer Protocol. So I did a SFTP connection to my Raspberry Pi. I was able to get it in Windows. So we can navigate throughout here. So I don't want to go deep into the subject for file system in Linux. So I'll directly go for Nginx part. So Nginx, you understood that Nginx is a web handler or a web server. Okay, it handles all the files that you understood properly from whatever I said. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the path where Nginx is going to fetch all the files and it's going to handle. So I was saying where is a directory. We don't say a folder in our Linux. Okay, we say it as a directory. So where is a directory from in the root that is going to have most of operational files. Okay, so variable files, they keep on changing. Okay, they keep on changing. That's how Linux differentiates files. Okay, so where is a variable folder or a variable directory. It has a lot of backups because backups keep on changing, caches keep on changing, local logs keep on changing, mails keep on getting updated. So, and temporary files are also there. So www, what do you know, World Wide Web, that's www. So in that www is going to be obviously our folder where every stuff is going to exist. And if you go inside where and www, we'll see an HTML. So it's like, sure enough, we found our directory where Nginx is going to fetch all the files. So currently I have these many stuff because I was working on a project, a small learning project. So it has files. So are you guys interested to let's make a small form, okay, out of HTML, and if possible I'll use MySQL, okay, not to confuse you, but I'll try to make it very small. So this is our site. I made it very bad, so I'm not going to use a lot of CSS, very simple CSS. So our website, is it good? I need yes or no. Okay, so our HTML will be there. We're going to use an HTML, and we're going to try whether our Nginx will be able to show it here. And since like our Nginx be able to show it here. Okay, we're going to make a new folder called new directory called as GenXclub. Okay, so that's our thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new directory called new directory. So it doesn't allow me to create any directories here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cd quickly to var slash www/html/. Okay, so I'm going to go. I went inside. So there's a command called as mkdir, make directory. So I have to do sudo, or else it doesn't give proper authorization to create folders. So I'm going to create a directory called as GenXclub. So this is a folder, and yes, so I'm going to give it some kind of like super authorization, that is like 777 -r GenXclub. So this file will be able to be read. 777 means read, write, and execute. Okay, so everybody will be able to read it, everybody will be able to write it, everybody will be able to execute it. Even non-users will be able to do it. So non-users in the sense who don't have a username or password, who don't have a username in our Raspberry Pi. Okay. So yeah, it worked. So we didn't get any errors. Now we just go to our Raspberry Pi. This I've stored it already, so we got it here. Now we'll be able to go inside the folder and stuff, create new files. Yeah, so we can create new. We got the option which we didn't have previously, because we use this command change mod. Okay, change mod is cm mod is change mod. We change the author, what to say, ls minus a. If we see this, okay, ls minus l or something. Yeah. So if we do ls minus l, we can see this. It says it's a directory. This is user owner. This is group, and this is others. Okay. I guess that's how it is. This is users, this is others, and this is group, and this is others. So it is saying everybody can read, everybody can write, everybody can execute. Okay, that's what I changed it. But you can see other stuff. Only user can do stuff. Group can only read and execute. Others can only read and execute. But I should not have any issues, so I changed it to 777. So we did it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly get my VS Code. So if you have attended my friend's previous session, he might have told how he has done a project on VS Code. He has showed it also. So I'll just quickly start without explaining what VS Code is. I hope I'm not very fast. If I'm fast, let me know. Like if I'm pacing quickly. No, thank you so much for your comment. So sorry for this. Yeah. So it was here, and we created a new thing. This one. We're just going to select the folder, and we're going to start it. It is going to take a few seconds. I have not prepared for this, so if I make mistakes, please forgive me. I'm just saying it now. I'm just doing it live. We'll start with our index.html. That's how you start a file. That's how people have done HTML. They might have asked them. I guess they might have not thought, why do we start index with the word index.html? So if your people are asking why, I'll show you why. Okay. They obviously there should be some reason why we use index.html. Okay. So the reason is because Nginx will fetch only the file which starts with index.html or index.php or whatever the extension is. Okay. I'll show you the configuration file. So this is it. We have to go to sites enabled. Yeah. Again, please use sudo nano default. Yeah. See, you can see here. It's listening on this. It's listening on port 80. So if you want an SSL, secure shell, secure socket layer. Okay, SSL is secure socket layer. Why I told you, right? So add index dot. Okay, so you can see index. So this Nginx server is programmed to start a file that is named as index.html or index.php or whatever it is. Okay, so that's the reason why you start mainly your file with index.html. So I guess this is something some people don't ask questions about. I'll just close this file. Yeah, and back to coding. So Imran might have showed how you create a boilerplate here. So for an HTML, you just in VS Code you just do the exclamation mark and give an enter, so you get the boilerplate. You just change this to GenXclub and give a direct h1 tag saying GenXclub. Okay. My friend said he didn't show it. So this is how you start. I'll just do it again. You give this exclamation, and exclamation gives us a boilerplate. Okay, in VS Code. If you click enter, it's going to show us an HTML boilerplate. I did some changes. So I had an h1 tag. You know what? Right now you should know a little bit HTML. If you don't know, start learning HTML. Okay, so it's very important. Web development has like a lot of scope. Sorry for the distance. So we created an h1 tag. We saved it. If you do some changes, there'll be a dot here. It is not. It says it's not saved. So just say press Ctrl S to save it. Then we'll go to our browser. Our browser is this one. So we just refresh our server main page. So wow, we saw it. We got it here. So I'll click this folder. What happens? Let's see. So it comes here. So our officially we have our index.html page running on our real live Nginx server. Okay. This is inspect tool that is inbuilt in your browser. So you just go here and inspect element. You can see the code. That's how you get to know how this whole website is built. You can check for this one also. So how this whole site is built. Just go and inspect. You can see the whole code, how this site is built. Okay, that's a good way of learning how all these designs all happen. Okay, you see. I don't want to explain it more. Yeah. In our header, we gave the title GenXclub. So the GenXclub has appeared. In our body, we gave an h1 tag. The h1 tag has appeared. Now I'll just come to my paint. Here, this is our final view. Okay, this is how it should look. We are going to use form. Okay, form is an HTML. It's a HTML tag. Sorry for the dissonance. These guys. Form tag. So this W3 school is I guess it's free. It has a lot of information about HTML and other languages also. This is like a boilerplate for our HTML. For our form. So it takes an action. Action is action defines here to process this page to some other page or itself. Okay, so it forwards this information from our form. Like basically a form collects information, right? Yes or no? Yes, I guess. Yeah, it is. Answer is yes. If you're able to answer, you can answer. So the form collects information. Yes. It collects data. It has to push it somewhere else. Push it in a sense, it has to transfer it somewhere else to save it or use it there. Okay. So now HTML cannot handle files. HTML cannot handle data. Okay. So to handle data, we need some kind of backend. That's why they call it as backend. Okay, backend is it does all these processes and stuff like collecting data, storing data, then reusing the data, then doing some alteration to the data. This all is done by backend languages. Example like JavaScript. JavaScript is front end and it can be used for backend also. Node.js is backend. Then PHP is classic because it is super old, but it is PHP. Now I'm going to try using PHP, okay? Because I know better PHP than JavaScript. So I'll do a small demo on PHP, like using PHP. How do you create a form? And we without using any server, without using any MySQL, I'll try to show it. Without saving the file into saving the data into a database, we just reuse the same data collected and show it in a different page. That is similar. Using a database makes our model complex now, so we don't want to go there. We just use PHP. I'm again sorry for the disturbance. So I'll just use PHP for now. And I'll do it. Okay. Am I audible? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for responding. I'll do this. I'll explain about this action in a minute. This method. We need to specify method. So I'll explain what is method. Okay. Now itself. In sense. Okay. I'll try to do it with get. I'll tell why I use get. Why I use post. There are two methods, get and post. I'll show you demo for both also. So our basic structural form is ready now. We have the container of our form. Sorry. We'll use input tag of our HTML, and it says type text. Okay. And see, now I'm going to save this and I'm going to show you the website. Okay. And I'm going to use Control R to refresh, or you can go and refresh here. So we refreshed it. We got a place where you can put data. Okay. We got it. So we didn't do anything. You can see the code here also. That's why I opened it. Okay. Uh, you can see a form is created. Inside that, only this one is there. So if I click here, if I hover over this, you can see it is highlighting here. If it's not visible, tell me. I'll just zoom in. Okay. Now I guess it should be visible. So our input is here. So this is our form. It is saying it is a form, and there's input tag. Okay. Input tag type text. I show one more variant. I'll change this. Okay. So is my code visible? I guess this should be visible. Okay. So input type password. So what do you think now the change will be? Like, many people will say like the password will it'll be a password. That's it. You just give a name. So no. If I do some typing right now, it's gonna be just dots. Okay. So the type, defining a type there is a good thing, because you should not type your password like it should, whatever you type should not be visible if it is a password field. Okay. So we typed it as password field. So we need okay. If we go here, so we need a name, username, password, and check password. Okay. We need these 4 fields. So we are going to build it very, very fast. Okay. So there's something called as label. I want to explain what is the label, okay, and what is a for. I'll just explain this quickly. Label, why the label word itself tells what it does. Okay, it just gives a name to particular element. Okay, our element here is our input tag that we used previously. So name is name. We're going to give the name for, like, we are going to give the label name as name. Then we'll use input tag again. We got text, and then there's like 4 parameters here. One is type, one is name, and then one is ID. Yeah. So name is going to be our input's name. Okay, or it's a unique way to identify our input tag. So this is going to be name. We're going to be using it as okay, f name. Okay, full name. Okay, that's going to be our thing. We just reference this again here. Okay, so if you guys are like really confused, if you get confused, so we reference it here again. So you can see here we use a label to tell this is a first name. Okay, I'll open this page. So you can see this is what we are going to build. Okay, now best similar to this, but not much. So we are using a label, and it's printing here. Okay, whatever we put inside the label is going to be printed here, and you can see our input tag. This is our input tag. We use an ID, we use a name, we use a type. Okay, so these are the parameters that I stored. Okay, these are like properties. You have to fill in the properties to get the most out of our input tag. Okay, we specified the type. So type is like to take words. So that's why we mentioned it as type, like to take strings without hiding it. That's why you mentioned it as type. Then ID is to uniquely identify this element. Okay, that's why you use an ID. So ID is, why do you give an ID card? So I uniquely identify that element and do some CSS on it, or do some JavaScript dynamic enhancement. Okay, so we use IDs. And name is used in PHP. Okay, to fetch data like using this word as a variable there, and fetching data with the method. Like we used methods right here. We used a get method. I'll tell you how it works. I'll just make a small one now. I'll just make one single field, and I'll show you about methods. Only then you will be able to understand whatever I'm saying. So I gave a label, name, ID can be for, or it can be in name also, but it's just linking it to it. That's it. So it's just telling it belongs to this input. Okay, that's the main thing why we use for. If you don't give for also, it's a no big deal. But if you give for, it is telling that it is linked. This input is linked to this label. Okay. So I'll give an ID name as name. That's the thing. I'll just differentiate and we'll just check out if I'm wrong also. Okay. Just give this ID name, same name there. Or no, I guess it should be F name. Sorry, it should be the name. Okay. We just check like this. So we created it, and to send this, to make this form valid, you need to send it somewhere. So if you just type name here and you just leave it, it's not going to send automatically or something. Okay.
1 second, Hariharan. Like there's only 1 minute remaining.
Okay.
I will ask you guys to rejoin this link. I'll be ending the meeting now. You can rejoin the link which is there in that group. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, bro. So please kindly rejoin to continue with the session. So I'll continue with the thing. So I was telling about the label. We can see here. So this label is this one. You can see here. Okay. The label it's telling here, and this is the input, and that you can see here input hash name ID we gave, right? The name ID name we gave, right? That's what it's telling here, and we can do some CSS with it. That's why you specify your ID here. Okay. So name is what you have to use in for. Okay. That's, I guess, should be clear now. So we'll just come here again. So I was telling you that we need some kind of like element, some kind of like a button to send this file to somewhere, like send this data, process the data to some else place, right? So you use an input and you tell it's a button. Okay. So that's all. So you say value is submit, or value is going to be what the button's name is going to be. Okay. If I say send, it's going to come as send. If I say send, so I'm going to do a save, then come back here. I'm going to come back here. So I'm going to refresh the page again. So you can see send. So if I change this word to submit, the value is going to be the thing. Okay. So it's going to be like submit. Okay. So that's the thing. If you change the value, the word that's going to appear on the button is going to change. So we'll just keep here. I'll just do a small test now. Now currently our file is in extension HTML. Okay. So it can, as I said, HTML cannot do data handling. Okay. So we need some kind of like a data handler, or like a backend, or like text processor. Okay. PHP is there for that. Okay. So we're going to try to use PHP. Before that I have to change the file name, I have to rename the file. I have to change it to PHP. Okay. So you can see that it says PHP. I just enter it. So yeah, our PHP is started. So it's activating the extensions. So yeah, some people might ask, PHP has, if you know, PHP is also compatible with HTML. Okay, it can run HTML code inside a PHP file. Okay, you can run HTML code inside a PHP file. That's the thing. So we are telling here, we are going to mention the action. Okay, we are going to tell it's going to come. We are going to create a new page that's going to say as display page. Okay, display.html. So I'm going to do one more quick boilerplate. So I'm going to say display page. Okay, that's going to be the title. I'm going to say h1. I'm going to say display page. Yeah. So yeah, I told this is a display page. So it's what is going to happen here is, I'm going to write a comment now. It's going to throw contents here or put contents here. Okay, put all the data collected from our index.php. Okay, that's what is going to happen here. So if, for example, I'll say how it works. So if I type Hari, okay, for example, my name, or if I do something like this, what if I after the second I press submit, this name should what to say, this name should go and be used here. Okay, it should be here. Okay, so how you do it? So how, that's why you need some kind of handler. That's what I said, we use PHP. So I'll do the first part of PHP here, and then we'll do the second part of PHP here, and we'll be renaming this file also as index.php, because if you are pushing data you need PHP, then if you are requesting data also you need PHP. Okay, so appropriately we should change the extension also. Is this part understand, like, did you guys understand still here, like till this point? Just give some thumbs up or something, or okay. Yeah, cool. Is everybody, like most of them understood, I guess. I'll proceed. So this is our part. This is we made this a basic form. It can submit a particular field now, but we have not mentioned the action. Actually, you can see here the URL of a program that processes the form information. This value can be overridden by form. Leave that thing, okay. But you can see that URL of the program that processes the form information. So we've specified the URL. Basically, this is a URL, right? This is a URL. So we're going to tell the path where this information has to be transferred. Our display, the path is like display.php. Okay. I've given HTML, but I'm going to change it so I don't want to create one more error here. So I'll just say index PHP, sorry, display.php. Okay. Yeah. So this is going to be transferred there. By all means, I shouldn't have used any I shouldn't have used any, like, I shouldn't have converted it into PHP here, because here I'm not using any PHP code itself. So if you want to use a PHP code, the PHP code starts like this. Okay. Whatever you put inside this is a PHP. Okay. Here we are not using anything, any PHP, so we don't need to see. This is a mistake that many people do. And most of them, if you, I'll say a scenario. Okay, I can show you a code also in GitHub that I have put, and it says it's a hack. Okay, hack is like when you use PHP without using its PHP syntax. It says it's a hack. Okay, because you don't name your files. You don't name your files without you don't name your extension without using. If you use your, okay, I'm just confusing you. So if I use php.php, then I have to use PHP syntax. Okay, if I don't use, it is called as an hack. I guess now you should be clear. So here, this one, I did the same mistake. Okay, so this is my project. So I did here. So it's telling, you can see here there's no PHP code itself, but you can see here that it's telling this is a hack because it's having only HTML code. It doesn't have PHP at all. But I've told this is a PHP file. So GitHub is automatically telling this is a hack. So it's saying hack. This hack is a code. Okay, this code is a hack. So it says something is wrong with it. It can be malicious. Okay. So if you rename it and put it in your, if you put index.php without using any PHP, and if you post it on GitHub, it's going to tell it is a hack. Okay. So I guess I explained a lot about hack. So we'll change this. We'll quickly rename this one. Are you guys understanding? Or like did I confuse the whole thing again? Hello. Tell a yes or no something.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. Okay. I know you people don't know PHP and stuff more, okay? But if you know C and stuff, you know you create variables and stuff, right? You create variables. That's how here also we do, okay? We create a variable and we I'll show you a small syntax for PHP and then we started doing, okay? PHP. Oh, see, you didn't have any errors now. So we can place our PHP codes inside this right now, okay? Echo is a command used to print anything, okay? You can print anything. If you can print a string, you know what is a string, right? It contains words. Hello world is a string, okay? Because it's inside the quotes, and it should end with a semicolon, as you do most of the statements in programming languages. It has to end with a semicolon, and it has to be inside a quotes if it is a string, okay? So you can even print HTML inside Echo, okay? So how you do it is, I'm going to print a h5 tag, okay? I want it to be small. This is a syntax for h5 tag. If I put something inside this, so I'm going to put this is h5 tag, okay? So I'm going to save it. I'll try to open the space directly without it being processed. I can even process it. I guess there's no issue. If I submit, it's going to go to that page. So we'll check whether it works, okay? I just refresh this page. I don't want to throw any dump files. I just submit. So submit is not working. Okay. Cool. Submit. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't put a forward slash. Sorry. Yeah. So yes, this should work now. So we click submit. Okay. Oh. I might be making a dumb mistake. I don't know what I'm making. Let's see. Let's just go directly. Okay. Display.php. My friends who are there, help me out here. Okay. In the comments, don't shout. Okay. Whatever, I'm making mistake. So we just directly bumped in there. We just directly went there. Oh, you can see. So it's we were able to print this this one. I was saying, right? Echo can print even HTML thing. Inside it should be inside quotes. So here I'll show you the inspection. Okay. So here it's not showing the PHP code for this page. It's showing directly the HTML code. Did you guys understand this part?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So now is the CS part. We are going to create variables that are going to catch the element from here. Catch the element. I meant if you put some word here, it needs to store it in a variable. So variable is like a container where our data is going to be stored and it's going to be reused again. Okay, so I guess that you should know about it. To do that thing, we are going to our display. Okay, sure. Let this be. But now we are going to create $sign is go here. $sign and a name is this is a variable now. So if you define something like this, so okay, it's already saying it's a var. Okay, so variable. So $sign and name is a variable. Okay, so here you do $sign. I'm going to tell how you catch the information. Okay, how you catch is use $sign underscore. There's two methods. We used get. Okay, get. So get and open the square brackets, then open a single quotes, and then what you put inside it is going to be capture via that one. Okay, so what you put inside here is we use in input we use something called as name, right? Here you can see f name. Based on this, what PHP processor will do is when you click submit, whatever the file here is, going to be migrated to one more folder, one more file, right? Display.php. There, our PHP processor will check for this name that we mentioned here. Okay, we mentioned we'll be mentioning here. I'll mention sorry, f name. So we mentioned here f name, right? So it'll check if there's any f name existing here in this method. Okay, in this method, in this form. So it checks, okay, f name, and f name is going to this input is going to contain the information, right? So it's going to store that. It's going to store that. This is going to store that information in this variable. So people who didn't understand this one, please tell me. Did you guys understand this part?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for responding. So this is the thing. Okay. The PHP processor will check for this particular name in our processor page. This is the start page, right? That did the action to this page. It will check, and whatever data that is going through this field is going to be stored in our variable that we created now. That is name. Okay. Quickly I'll do some check. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. So from action display .php.
Input type should be a submit, not button.
Who said it?
Me, Garima.
Garima, okay. Yeah, see. Okay, somehow, yeah. I don't know why I did that mistake. Okay, because if I used a button, I should have used a button. I should have not used an input. Okay, that's what a big mistake that I did. I'll use a button. Thank you so much, Garima. Button. I'll use a button. Okay. Without anything, I'll just give submit. That's a super thing that didn't flash in my mind. Okay, so this button is working. See, the button is here. Let's use button. Okay, from now we don't need to. We can do it with input also. I just went with input. Okay, but it's better to use a button if you're giving a button process. Okay, so we use a button. Here we are going to mention. Yeah. Just close all these small files. Yeah. Oh shit. Small files. Yeah, there, and we just open this one. Cool. So here we just mention the type as type submit. So we get options already here. Okay, menu, reset, and type. So we'll take the submit. Obviously now that code should work. We'll check. Okay, whether it works or not. I just give a name. Just do a recheck. I'll show how you print it. Okay, I'll show you how you print it later. Now it's not going to print the name here. Okay, it just stored the information in this variable. I'll show you how to print. Okay, but this will be printed if we click submit. Okay, we'll see that thing. We'll just check it in a while. I'll just do this. Yeah. F name. See, it came something like this. Okay, F name is equal to Hari. Okay. So I didn't want an error, but I got an error. I'll just remove this one. Now I'll try to do it. I'll submit. Why is there an error? Yeah, so it worked. It was just directory issue. I just resolved it by pressing Shift and F4. Shift and F4 does a hard reload of our own browser. Okay, sometimes browser stores a particular kind of like temporary file for our URLs. So even if I refresh, it's not going to go back to our like new designed URL. So it was just going to / display.php. The file didn't exist already. so it didn't exist. So that was an issue. If we click submit now, it is going to our page. Okay. So now I'll show you how you print the collected data. Okay. Sasha, I'll show you now. If you see this URL, now I just wanted to explain. You saw something called as method here, right? We saw something called as method. There were two, I said. If you click this one, if you click control and space, it will show you the dialog. Okay, so there's get and post. So what get method does, we'll see now. Okay, so it was already in get. So when we pushed the file using get method, it pushed the file to the next page, but it transferred the information in our URL. Okay, a name being transferred in URL is not a big deal. Okay, but what if we transfer the password in URL? So it is a it is a security vulnerability that happened right now. Like it is really dangerous if you share your password through URL. Anybody who goes and clicks the URL can get to know what password you type. So I'll show you a demo for that also. So just type password quickly password, and we just rename this one to pass, and then this is pwd. Okay, pwd is password, and we'll change the text type to what? Password. So to hide it. Okay, and I guess no, you don't need to do anything here. I guess just refresh this page again. So we should have something like this. We got name and we got password. So it's better if we change this thing to username. Okay, then it will make it very serious. User and username. We made it look serious. We just refresh this page. So it's a new username can be visible, okay, but password shouldn't be visible. So I'm going to give username as Hari, and then I'm going to give password. You check out what is a password. Okay, I'll just give some number now, and we submit. I'll show you the URL. It should show as a password. So see, you can see username equals Hari, password is 1234. So if somebody gives method as get, so it is super insecure. Anybody who can see the URL can automatically get to know their password and username if they are doing file processing like this. So to make a page inbuilt secure, we use something called as post method. Okay, so if you do this and save your project and refresh your page, or resubmit whatever you did it. Okay, this is the name. I'm going to give some other password now. I'm going to give the same password. Okay, nobody is going to know. I need to do some hard refresh. So I give something Hari. Yes. Yep. Hari. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do submit. See, you don't see anything here. So what this post method is going to do is it's going to hide all these temporary variables that are transferring the data. Okay, these act like containers, right? This name is going to act like a container that's temporarily going to shift data to this action page, that is our display.php here. Okay, people who join now have hi and good afternoon. So we'll create a new variable. We'll create a new variable called as password or password. Okay, and we need to change something here. We used get, right, for get, so we'll use post now. Okay, let's go post. So it would work it would work for get also. Okay, so in a sense, if we used get in the method here, if you use get in the method here, and if you use get in the method here, only then it works. So these two should be like same. This post and this post should be same. If it is a get here, this get it, even this should be a get. Only then it will fetch the data. Okay, that you should keep in your mind when you are writing code. So what did we give here? We gave password. We gave pass, I guess. I'll just go check again. Again, name as pass. I'll just click. So to end, you should end every PHP line, okay, with semicolon. This is done. So we initialized our variables. So we quickly print them, okay, without wasting time. So we don't need quotes. We don't need quotes to print variables, okay. So we just give the variable name, that is name, and then echo underscore, sorry, first $sign and then password. So now if I print this, it's going to come in a single line and it's going to look very bizarre, okay. I'll just show you. I'll show you how. So I'll just do some other thing. I'll do changes now again. I'll show you. I just give Newton, and then I give some password. Okay. Submit. See here. So we got the things basics. We made a mistake. We didn't change our variable. We changed it to username, right? We didn't change here. That's why it didn't appear. We'll change it. Sorry for the mistake. Yeah, see. So it came in a single line. So you know there's an HTML tag that breaks line. What is it called? Someone let them tell me. Someone.
BR.
Yeah, BR. Yeah. So we are going to use BR tag. That's it. So it'll make it'll create a new line and it'll put it there. We'll just do a refresh again. Yeah. See, that's it. We were able to take data from here and put it in another page. So this is happening on an Nginx server. So now I'll show you a demo, okay? I'll show you a demo of like really a real process, a real capacity of an Nginx, okay? Where it will use SQL and stuff. So like my friend Suhas is here. I need his permission because he is also one of the developers of this project that we did. So can I show them this project? Suhas, if you are like audible, let me know.
Hey man, what project?
Yeah. Any of the projects. Yeah, okay. So he's like, okay. So I show one of our projects. That's how we learned it, okay? It looks very dumb, but we did something. This is a login page that works on PHP, okay? So you can see here. So it works on PHP. I'm going to put some username and password, and I'm going to log in. Okay. So I logged in. So I logged in, and it is logged in, and it is using sessions, everything. Okay. This is totally a PHP project. So we did it on it. So I'll do some SQLs. So you can see clients. Clients, all these clients, it's fetching data. It's fetching data from the database. Okay. Here, clients, client query. Don't read this stuff. Okay, we just made this fun. So it's all fetching it here, and we can select the type of queries and then do a search. Other stuff. It's selecting the queries and it is doing the thing. So you can see others. It checked others like that. There's like so many things that you can do with PHP, but I was able to show you the small use of Nginx. Okay, this is how most of the thing works. Like if you go to our our vtu.ac, they use basically Nginx, but they did their whole coding in what do you call it, WordPress. They didn't even design the whole thing. They did it in WordPress. Okay, so you can see vtu.ac.in is done on WordPress. They didn't use a lot of codes. I guess they did drag and drop or something. Okay, like that. That's how I was able to go inside their site. I did admin /admin is works only for WordPress. Okay, and it is running on PHP. I just wanted to show. I'll do some. I'll do some. I guess our people whoever coded this one hasn't written any 404 pages. So we'll see. Okay, the server itself is not accessible. That's good. I just wanted to go for. I just go to doc. I just go to their some base folder. If it is like if it's viewable or something. Okay. 1 second. I'll do an error now. Okay. I'll try to do something and I'll show this is working on Nginx. So you can see here. So it's showing a 404 page. It says file is not found because I gave a wrong directory and the directory doesn't exist. Okay. So it says it is running on Nginx. Okay. So the whole thing is a miniature web server. Okay. It can fetch data, it can push data, it can pull data, it can do SQL queries. I showed you right now just 2 minutes ago. This was an SQL query. If you want to show, if you want to see the code, it is available on GitHub. You can go and see there. My name is Hariharan Parthiban, as like stealth adder. Okay, and then one more is Suhas K Shetty. His is dark chocolate, and and Imran is there. Many people, or whoever is in our GenX group, we are also on GitHub. We do projects on that. So we inspire you people also to do the same thing. Okay, just learn stuff, make your own projects, and and moreover, something similar to this one is what you're going to do in your 5th sem. Okay, so it will require it'll require quite a lot of knowledge on how HTML PHP works and how you push how you handle data here, how we handle data here. This is the miniature thing. Okay, you do something similar to this and use SQL Connect. You connect to SQL via this one, and you just do the stuff here. You give the host name, all the stuff. Okay. So, was this session used? Gave you some kind of information about how PHP works, and like how an Nginx server running on a Raspberry Pi will work like an actual server that is existing on Google that runs Linux, or a server that is on AWS, Amazon Web Services, that is using a Linux operating system. So if you go to AWS, if anybody who has used AWS, they'll give you a username and password so they can do SSH. Okay, so this is a local SSH right now. So I have a small 64 GB hard disk capable, 2 GB RAM oriented small Amazon Web Service thing here in my home. Like, that's the thing. So this Raspberry Pi acts like a web server. It can act like many things. Yeah, they do TensorFlow projects, facial recognition. If you go just to Google and type what and all you can do in Raspberry Pi, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in Raspberry. So I'll just, I guess we have just 2 or 3 minutes. I'll just show you some, you should go to projects. You go to projects. There's like a lot of projects. Like they do it in Scratch. Scratch is a kind of code. It's a kind of code that you can write. See, they make all these stuff. They can print 3D bugs using a Raspberry Pi connected to a 3D printer. Stuff. Okay. I'll just go with Raspberry Pi. I select Python. You can see, you can make a line following robot. You can build all these stuff with your Raspberry Pi. You can get to know you can create your own weather station. You can make bots. Then you can do something. You can do many stuff with. You can even build websites. There's one more that there's there. You can make your own website. So I'll just check it. Yeah, here. Topic is. Yeah, HTML and CSS. Yeah, you see, LAMP is Linux, Apache, MariaDB or MySQL and PHP. Okay, so they use WordPress. So see here, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. LAMP. They call it as LAMP. And yeah, so where you can buy it. If some people are like getting inspired and they want to buy a Raspberry Pi, so they can go to official Raspberry Pi page. They can go to official Raspberry Pi page, www.raspberrypi.org, and they can just click this button, the Raspberry, and it'll go to the Raspberry's main like content page. It tells what it is, and it starts from $35. That is approximately like 3,000 or something in India. There's like I have a 2 variant. There's 4 and 8, and this is the rest of the world, but we'll just go to India. There's like 2 companies. One company I know, I bought it from Think Bytes. This is where I bought it from. There's like many companies there you can buy from. That's the thing. So if you are into it, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do with Raspberry Pi. But I'm using it for this web server now. I'm not started any data science activities on it. So is there any doubts? Please ask me now. And we'll be all like our team will be always available to help you out with any stuff like this about computer science and stuff. So ask any doubts related to you. If you didn't understand, contact me in person. You can DM me, or you can DM in our GenXclub group. We'll be there. So I guess we have no doubts. If anyone is there having doubts, please let me know right now. I can try solving that problem. No doubts. Please leave a message there or something. Okay, was this session helpful? Let me know about that right now.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Gary is my friend, so I want others also to tell. Like, if was this session helpful? Oh.
It was cool. Very good.
Yeah. See, yeah, thank you. Well, thank you so much, Ali. What we ask is like we need your support to work here now. We are happy that you joined us. We were just able to share whatever knowledge we had. You the same thing to many people. Okay, that's what is our goal. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day. Thanks from GenXclub also.
Okay,
don't call me sir. I'm just a friend. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I'll end this session. If you guys need any document or any links which was used over here, do let us know in the group. We will give it to you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.